has taken over.
Let's go.
It's Ferrall.
Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money.
It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
All right, so you're going to want to get your hands on this SportsGrid app. It's unbelievable. It's on iOS and Android in the Play Store, and it's free. You heard me, free. So you can watch the network on this app. You can listen to the network. It's got the TV side, the radio side. Follow your favorite hosts like Carver High. It's got in-game odds, stories, videos, highlights, got it all. The SportsGrid app, it's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Did you know we're streaming on X this very second even? Always, all week, all month, all year. Streaming on X at SportsGrid-Live. You can get the Ferrall Coast to Coast and Ferrall on a Bench podcast Monday to Friday on Apple, iTunes, or wherever you download podcasts. Let's take a look at the lineup tonight on SportsGrid TV at 6. It's Front Office Sports Today at 6:30. It's Game Time Decisions GTD with the Kevin Walsh. At 8, it's the original OG In-Game Live with Scott Wetzel and Joe Madden, our finest from Calgary. And then at 10, it's Sports Rage with Morency. On SportsGrid Radio, it's The Institution. At 8 o'clock Eastern, Carver and Lisi. All of that tonight on SportsGrid TV and SportsGrid Radio. A programming note, I'll be here tomorrow, and then I'm going to be out until the following Tuesday. So Carver High will be holding down the fort, thank God, with the Prime Minister, I believe. Cam Stewart live in Toronto, joining him every day, I believe, on Wednesday, Thursday, and then Monday. Friday, of course, is the 4th of July, and we'll have other programming on SportsGrid during this show. So I'm going to be out Wednesday, Thursday, and Monday, and I'll be back Tuesday, which is the 8th, just in time for the week of Summer League in Vegas on the 10th. I'll be ready for those games. Cooper Flagg's debut against Bronny on the 10th. We'll be ready for that right here on Coast to Coast. But Coast to Coast will run, per usual, every day except the 4th of Ferrall. Remember that. All right, Carver High. I had to get all that in. It's crucial. Fans need to know. And we get into the final hour here, and we talk baseball. I had a great weekend hitting tickets and watching my Buccos put a 30-burger on the Mets.
They did put a 30-burger. Before I get there, though, I do have breaking hockey news for you.
Spew news.
Of course, the hockey free agency technically starts at noon East tomorrow, July 1st. Mitch Marner, of course, was the number one name who was going to be available for that free agency. Well, now he is no longer available. So this is going to end up being a sign and trade, Scotty. So Toronto will send Marner to Vegas. The Vegas Golden Knights will get Mitch Marner. And how about this? He gets the full 8 years, $12 million per year for Mitch Marner to be in Vegas. Now, they do not have the details of what's going back to Toronto in that move, but 8 years, $12 million per for Marner in Sin City.
So what do you mean? It was a free agent deal, but you're telling me, was it a trade?
Well, because, teams can do this before noon tomorrow because Toronto's the only team that can sign him for 8 years, because they have his rights. Tomorrow he would only be able to get 7 from anywhere else. So this is a kind of thing where if you're Toronto, at this point you're going to lose him. You might as well see what if you get anything back for him, it's something. And he gets to get that 8th year, which he can't get if he waits until noon tomorrow. So that's kind of how the sign and trade with the NHL navigates. I'm sure there's not much return, but we've talked about this a lot. They have had a salary cap crunch for a very long time. We know the tricks that they've played in the past in the around playoff time to be able to fit everybody under the cap.
Right.
This guy's going to be getting an AAV of $12 million per year. That tells me some kind of contract of significance has to be going back to Toronto, even if it's some kind of at least 1 year AAV of some kind of significance is going to go back to Toronto in this deal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And I also see that Bouchard stayed with the Oilers. They gave him a deal I'm seeing that right now. 4 years, 10.5 per year.
Wow, how about that? Bouchard sticking around with the Oilers in that aspect. So we'll see when we get the return
great,
from
but
Marner.
watching him turn over the puck and lead to shorthanded goals is another story. So I think he's overrated. Overrated.
Lots of baseball from the weekend. Let's go. And then we'll get to tonight's games, of course, as we know. And yes, Luke just sent me this. So Pietrangelo, I'm sure you saw this story too. He's not going to be able to play for Vegas anymore, Scotty. Alex Pietrangelo, who makes a ton of money from them, the defenseman. The guesses are that he might be the guy and they could just stash him away on long-term IR. So that might be part of the return going back to Toronto. Pirates beat up the Mets all weekend. I mean, beat them up. How about this before I even play the clip? They outscored the Mets 30-4 over the 3-game. It was the most lopsided series score in Mets history that they have ever played. The Pirates are the only team since 1901 to score 30-plus runs, allow 4 runs or fewer, and strike out 25-plus batters in a 3-game series. I mean, the Pirates were doing work all weekend, and on Sunday, it was O'Neal Cruz. Not one, but 2 cruise missiles on Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
Whoa.
There's a drive to right field, and O'Neal Cruz has himself a 2-homer game. A weekend coming out party for the Bucks. Blowing out the Mets again. 10-1.
This guy should hit 30 home runs this year. He's at 15 now, had 2 in that game. I've never seen, honestly, the Pirates score 30 runs in 3 games in my life. It's just that simple.
I mean, that is, well, I know the Mets have been in a bad way, but that's really being in a bad way. When you get beat around by the Pirates all weekend.
Plus $1.23 back-to-back days. Cashed the
And that
tickets
was
back-to-back.
And yesterday, you know, they had the big, we always love when teams do the closed-door players meeting.
Uh-oh.
Like the Mets had on Saturday after their loss. It didn't help them much yesterday. Let's hear from Carlos Mendoza on the Mets' absolutely awful weekend.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and we are all frustrated, obviously. We're not going to lie. We're better than that, and they know that, you know. It's a tough stretch, but we got to be better. You know, it starts with me. You know, we believe in those guys. Off day tomorrow, and then we got another good team coming into town, you know, and the Brewers. They're playing well. So we got to bring our best game. You know, like I said, continue to support the guys, but obviously we're not happy about it.
Listen, I don't know how to describe how pathetic they looked. I mean, this is a team that's been battling. They've been in first place forever, then lost it to the Phillies, then got it back, and then this weekend lost it again with their performance in Pittsburgh against a terrible team that outscored them 30-4. You can't even make that up.
Can't. Just absolutely pathetic showing from the Mets. And Montas, you know, we thought he was going to get racked. His first start coming off earlier this week, it was his second start. He got racked. He got destroyed in the first inning by the Buccos. All right, we'll come back and we'll get through the rest of the baseball from Sunday and the weekend. And then we do have games tonight that we have to get to, including Toronto breathing down the Yankees' neck now, along with Tampa in the AL East, getting ready for a set up north of the border starting tonight.
I had a great bet yesterday. You know what it was? I bet the over in the Yankee game, and what was it, 15 runs in that game or something like that? Oh, that was a beautiful bet.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
we are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, like, how do we account for that in our handicapping? Like, 2 good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers? Because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So Fritz is involved in a 5-all tiebreak in the 4th set. He lost the first 2 sets in tiebreaks, and then he won the 3rd set 6-4. It's 6-all in the 4th set in a tiebreak. He's serving, and it's 5-all against this unseeded guy, and now he's up 6-5, which is set point, but he's going to be receiving from this guy, Pericard from France, who serves the ball 135 miles an hour. I mean, this guy, he's got the most aces on tour. This guy rips the serves. I mean, he's enormous. He's like 6'7", and he just absolutely fires cannonballs at this guy, Fritz. I'd be scared to death receiving this serve. It's just powerful, but he got it back, but then he won with a shot down cross court down the line. So it's 6-all in a tiebreak. It's incredible. What's going on in the opening day at Wimbledon. All these no-names are giving these high seeds problems. All right, we're talking baseball with Carver High.
We are, but I do have to jump in with more hockey for you. Hockey just flying off here. You talked, we all talked, me, you, Gabe, Denny, everybody in the first hour about Florida. Would they be able to pull off Marchand as well with getting Bennett and Ekblad back? Well, guess what? They did. Brad Marchand stays in Florida with the Panthers. 6-year deal worth just about $32 million. So it's a great AAV. He took I believe Denny said to you he's going to have to take a haircut, which he did on the average at only getting $5 million per year about. But he gets 6 years. He's 37 years old, Scotty. I know you don't potentially see Marchand playing until he's 43, which means the back end of that deal will be
retirement
stashed
money
away, long-term IR, stash away, retirement money for Brad Marchand in Florida, where he just had the time of his life winning a second cup. Not bad for Marchand to go. So they get the whole band really back together. The main guys that they had going to free agency, they've brought back for next year.
Bennett, Ekblad, and Marchand all back, and it is on like Donkey Kong. I mean, they are going for 3 straight Stanley Cups, and they're the best team in the league, hands down. So Fritz just beat his serve, so he's up 7-6 and serving for the set to send it to a 5th set. And Fritz is fired up, and he gets a lot of hot women. I just wanted to say that guy gets all the hot chicks, your boy. Taylor Fritz. Oh, to be young again, Carver.
Oh, unbelievable. What a wild opening day at Wimbledon. Usually the first week is a little sleepy, but man, the first day on the men's side, some really tough matches for these seeded players. All right, also over the weekend, how about Scooble last night? Tigers beat the Twins 3-0 on Sunday Night Baseball, a rare primetime standalone game for the Tigers, and man, did Tariq Skubal show up. 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 13 Ks. What a performance on ESPN.
Against the veteran in Vasquez. Tariq Skubal.
As hard as he wants to, and let the seams work.
Bingle wants it up. That's where he goes. That is now strikeout 11. Well, he's after his 13th strikeout. And there it is. Called strike 3 to Fred.
I mean, this guy's his changeup is nasty. I mean, just flat out unhittable. And this guy throws heat, and then he throws this change, and he makes guys just absolutely buckle and look helpless. I mean, just utterly unhittable. You can't hit it.
Can't hit it. Incredible performance by him. They got homers from Carpenter and Green as well last night, and away they go. Skubal joins Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander, only Tigers to win 10 consecutive decisions in the last 40 years. Big performance from him. Cards beat Cleveland 7-0. They swept them this weekend in Cleveland too, I believe, the Cardinals.
They did.
Phillies beat the Braves 2-1. Orioles beat the Rays 5-1. They took 2 out of 3. Yankees beat the A's 12-5 yesterday. Finally breaking out the big stick. Aaron Judge, not 1 but 2 to get to 30 on WFAN in New York.
Pitch. There you go. High fly ball, deep left field. No doubt about it. The captain with a 2-run homer, and it's 7-0 Yankees. Here's the pitch. Swung on to the gap, deep left center field. Got all kinds of carry. Say goodbye. The captain. Second home run today. This is a 2-run shot. 12-5 Yankees.
I like the Soul Man on the games on radio. It's so refreshing for me because I like Dave Sims a lot. And, I don't deny Sterling's brilliant career, but when they were wheeling him out there at 80 and he was calling pop-ups to the second baseman home runs, I had enough. I just couldn't take it anymore. And we used to just call him right out on the air here with all of his butcheries. I couldn't take it. He was Sam the Butcher. I couldn't even take it anymore. And now hearing this, it's like, all right, at least this guy's got his marbles. I mean, honestly.
He does have his marbles. He does have his marbles.
I'm not nice. You want nice, go to church.
That is 5 straight 30 home run seasons for Aaron Judge. He did say afterwards, we'll quickly slide this in, the Yankees have struggled, but all that matters is they're still in first place.
It's been a roller coaster month for your ball club. Do you feel the team is in a certain good spot right now? What do you think is the state of the Yankees right now? What's the pulse of the team?
Are we in first place? That's that's what we're concerned about. Going out there and being in first place, putting ourselves in a good position down the stretch. So, nothing really can shake this team on the inside or kind of get us off our game plan. We got a job to do every single day, and sometimes it go away, sometimes it doesn't. But the guys in this room are ready to show up, ready to compete every single night. So that's all you can look forward to.
I love the fact that this guy answers every question with a smile and just does it. He does his job. He's the captain. He always stands up and speaks, good or bad, and I like that about him. I think he's fantastic. I couldn't take it when Jeter did it, and he just would never say anything. I couldn't take it.
Well, they are in first, that's true, but everyone's gotten a little closer. Huge series with Toronto, who's only 3 back of them now, starting tonight in Canada. So we will talk about that later. I've got a few other things from the weekend we're going to blow through, too, when we come back.
They could be in trouble up there.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
That Carver High, they shut down that match with Fritz and the Frenchman. He won the tiebreak to force a fifth set, but it's so late there. It's almost 10:30 at night, and they have a curfew. Tell them what the deal is. So what do? Yeah. Obviously, they don't let you start a new set at 10:30. So they're going to play that tomorrow. But what do they do to matches that are going on? How long do they let them play?
There's an 11 o'clock local at night curfew at Wimbledon to stop. You know, you can't play past that. So that's why with what the time is now, they would never finish that set, that fifth and final set, in 35 minutes. There's just no, that probably won't happen. So they shut it down, they stop where they are, and they come back the next morning and they finish it. Now, that's not the only match I'm reading here. There's a bunch of matches that they've got to stop and go and finish it in the morning. It's been such a wild day at Wimbledon, and we were talking about this. You would think advantage to Fritz because this guy kind of had him on the ropes, but really, Fritz was really leaning on him. He just won the last two sets. He probably would have preferred to go and finish the job tonight. Now he lets this Frenchman, sleep on it a little bit. And the other note we made was that never happens at the U.S. Open. They may complain till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, how about this guy? Rinderknecht, the Frenchman, is up on Zverev, 7-6 in the first, 5-4 in the second, and 15 love Zverev. So they're going to let him finish this set. He's up 5-4, but can you imagine this unranked guy taking on the third seed up 2 sets if he wins this set? And then they got to shut it down and let the guy play. Yeah. Oh, what a mess. He'll butcher that tomorrow.
That's like J.J. Spawn having to know that he's playing Rory in that playoff at the Players earlier this year. And he's got to sleep on it and come back the next morning. And then Rory gets, sticks it to him. That's tough. It's a tough spot for that kid, but that's a sleepless night for him, up 2-0 on Zverev if he could finish this off. All right, rest of the baseball from yesterday. The Jays, who the Yanks play tonight, beat Boston 5-3. They had a big first inning, which included homers from Barger and Vladdy Jr. Nice job there. The Reds had a big week. They won 2 out of 3 from the Padres.
I lost a ticket on that bottom of the ninth. God, this guy. Oh, they were up 2-1 with 1 out, and they blew it at plus 115, a bad beat.
Will Benson had the walk-off hit for them. Nick Martinez of the Reds had a no-hitter into the 9th inning on Friday night. Would have been the first no-hitter in baseball this year. Didn't finish it off. Gave up the hit. Astros beat the Cubs 2-0. Altuve had a homer there. Tucker did homer against his old team Saturday night there in Houston when they killed him. That was the only game the Cubbies won. Rockies beat the Brewers 4-3 and 11. Dodgers beat the Royals after a rain delay 5-1. The White Sox,
I had a ticket on that one.
Did they beat the Giants twice this weekend, or the Giants get them Friday? Yes, they did, right? They won the series from the Giants. Mariners got a 2-run homer from Mitch Garver in the 12th to beat the Rangers.
All 3 of those games went to extra innings in Texas.
Yeah, tight games all weekend long. The Nationals needed 11, but beat the Angels 7-4. How about this stat from the Wood Doctor yesterday? The Angels intentionally walked him 4 times in the game. First player since Barry Bonds in 2004 to be intentionally walked 4 times. If you had home run slips for the Wood Doctor yesterday, you were very upset.
Very
at the Rangers, at the Angels walking them all day. Break out the Marlins. They beat the Diamondbacks 6-4. They've won 7 in a row. They swept through a 6-game West Coast trip through San Francisco and Arizona. They've won 9 straight overall on the road. How about the Marlins, Scotty?
How about the Marlins? And then how about they're off tonight to end their roll?
The cooler.
What could be
That's
worse?
called the cooler. The cooler when they get home. And they'll go back to that dead atmosphere in Miami with no.
Yeah.
You think people would come out after an undefeated road trip out west? They'd get some fans out in the building tomorrow night. No shot. That happens. Hunter Brown leads Major League Baseball in opponent batting average. He's got a .175. Skeens, Rodon, Wheeler, Ryan, and DeGrom are there. The Pirates and the Cubs are allegedly getting a lot closer on that Mitch, don't call me Helen Keller trade, which would send him out of Pittsburgh. We shall see. And I saw Bob, our buddy Nightingale, over the weekend say the A's allegedly can't wait to trade Luis Severino, not because of how awful he looked yesterday, but he keeps bashing the park in Sacramento where they're playing.
He talks bad about it every chance he gets. He hates it, and he said all the players hate it, and it's a minor league dump.
Well, he's going to be gone soon.
As we know, it's just we enter every year and it's, is this the Ravens' time? Is this Lamar Jackson's turn? Can they get past the Chiefs and all of these other, stalwarts of the AFC? But it's always really about Kansas City when we're talking Baltimore.
This potentially, Adam, as I send it back to you, potentially is a game changer in that you get a very talented quarter at a discount price.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Oklahoma City now becomes one of 4 NBA teams ever, one of 3 NBA champs ever, to win at least 84 total regular season and postseason games.
It's just the beginning, Ben, and you just look at a team with, these guys at such a young age, and, Chet's got a team option, Ismail Dieng has a team option, Jalen Williams team option, Keyshawn Wallace team option. Hey, they're all coming back.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, how do we account for that in our handicapping? 2 good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitches, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It was the first time, I think, in Dodgers history that the ballpark was full in the first inning. Everybody was there to see Shohei Ohtani throw his first pitch as a Dodger, and I had mixed emotions about this for a few reasons. Number one, it was a reminder of, wow, this is so crazy, right? You're watching him hit 98, 99, even 100 on the radar gun going, this guy's not human. Nobody should be able to be this good of a hitter or this good of a pitcher.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Oh, this guy Rinderknecht, he had him advantage on Zverev's serve. He had the ad. He was down 40-love, got it to advantage, and then hit a serve into the net. I mean, he had him right where he wanted him. It's 40-all again, deuce. It's incredible, this match. All right, Carver High, are we going with Devers, or are we going right into tonight's games?
Tonight's games. We're ready for tonight. Let's go. Devers will play for the Dominican Republic.
Very
in the World
exciting.
Baseball Classic.
Very
Congratulations. All right, San Diego. Of course, after losing 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati, they will be in Philadelphia starting tonight to see the Phillies. Zach Wheeler goes for the Phillies. Matt Waldron, who has not pitched yet this year, he had an oblique injury back in spring training, so he's coming off the IL, making his first start of the season. Phillies minus 240. Friars plus 200 and an 8.5.
I like the Phillies run line at minus $1.21. It's the best I can do because I think the Padres yesterday, when I saw them implode in the bottom of the ninth, I say the road trip gets worse.
Speaking of comebacks, Bryce Harper is back for the Phillies tonight as well. He comes off the IL. He has been out for the last few weeks, as you know. He is in the lineup, hitting third, playing first base for the Phillies. Good news there for them. Next up, the Pirates, coming off a huge weekend against the Mets, now get the Redbirds in town. The Cardinals, Eric Fetty against Andrew Heaney tonight. Minus 110 both ways. A pick'em for the Pirates at home against the Redbirds. 8.5 the total.
Yeah, here's the deal. I bet the over today. I bet it at it was 8.5 this morning, right? And I made that bet. I also think, here's a team that has owned the Pirates like no other. Like, when I think of the history of the Pirates, the two teams that beat them the most are the Cardinals and the Mets. That's just all there is to it. So I'm on the Cardinals. The Cardinals just swept over the weekend. They're better than the Pirates. The Pirates look great against the Mets, who've lost 13 of 16. The Mets stink right now. I think a high school team could beat them. So I'll take the Cardinals tonight, but I bet the over 8.5, and it moved to 9 now.
The Toronto Blue Jays have been playing some real good ball the past few weeks. They have gotten to within 3 of the Yankees in the AL East, and they will open a series with them tonight at home. Carlos Rodon against Max Scherzer this evening. Yankees minus 155 on the road, plus $1.30 for the Jays, and an 8.5.
Yeah, I really like the Jays tonight at that price, plus $1.29. They've been killing it. They've been playing great. I cashed a ticket yesterday with them, 5-3 at Fenway. They got it done. I think Scherzer beats Rodon tonight in Toronto at that price.
And also, don't forget this. Tomorrow, Scotty, the Yankees and the Blue Jays will play an afternoon game during Coast to Coast at 3 o'clock because it's July 1st, Canada Day. So Yankees, Jays during Coast to Coast at 3
You're
o'clock
lying.
East.
You have to be lying.
Tomorrow afternoon. So that's some fun tomorrow during the show that the Yankees and the Jays will be on. Great news. The Reds are in Boston starting tonight. Chase Burns will make his second start. Remember, he pitched against the Yankees last week with the 6 strikeouts. Garrett, don't call me Davy Crockett because my name is Crochet, goes for Boston, who's minus 175, plus $1.45 for the Reds and a 7.5.
Yeah, I saw it at 8. I like the under. I think Crochet gives up 1 run a game, 2 max. I think Burns is tough. I think he struck out the first 5 guys he faced, but then he gave up 3 runs to the Yankees. All I know is I think Crochet wins this game. The Red Sox are a hot mess, but not when he pitches. I think they'll beat the Reds tonight at Fenway with Crochet on the bump.
The 2 teams with the minor league stadiums, as Luis Severino would say. The A's and the Rays are in Tampa at Steinbrenner Field. It'll be Jacob Lopez against Drew Rasmussen, who's, by the way, been excellent for the Rays. They're minus 180, plus $1.50 for the A's and an 8.5.
Yeah, listen, here's another one. Lopez is awful. This is Tampa written all over it. Any which way but loose. Money line, run line. They're going to win this game. I like them tonight at Steinbrenner over the A's. They're helpless. Look, I won't deny Rooker and Kurtz can hit home runs. I don't deny they got some players. Clark can, make catches out in center field and everything else, but they lose a lot.
I don't mind if they lose tonight, but as we'll talk about in a moment, hopefully Rooker can homer tonight. That would be nice.
Okay.
If we could get Rooker
Homer
this evening.
against the Yankees.
Baltimore into Arlington against the Rangers. Patrick Corbin goes for Texas. Trevor Rogers, if you remember, Scotty, a week ago, Rogers pitched against the Rangers at Camden Yards. 8 shutout innings he threw against them. He'll face them again tonight. -110 on both sides and an 8.5.
Yeah, I bet Baltimore at -111 to win this game at Globe. Texas is another team that's having trouble getting out of their own way. I bet the Orioles this morning.
2 late-night games tonight. First, the Royals will be in Seattle against the Mariners. Start of a 4-game series between these two. Michael Waka 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 against Kirby's Dreamland. George Kirby. -160 for the M's, +135 for the Royals, and a 7.5.
I bet the under this morning at -$1.15, under 7.5. And listen, I like Seattle at home to win this game, but I bet the under, and I like Seattle at home here. But I want to see what that is. Yeah, it's too much on the run line to get the 1.5 with Kansas City. I hate that $1.62. I'd almost run line the M's at home. They're finally home after being on the road, right? Do they lose that first game or do they get it done? I guess the safest bet is just the money line, but laying a 1.5. The Royals stink. They've been stinking it up, right? Like I bet against them yesterday with the Dodgers and I cashed it. So I'll take the M's on the run line.
And finally, the other late night game is in Arizona. Giants and the Diamondbacks get together. Logan Webb against Ryan Nelson this evening. Giants -135, +115 for the Snakes, and an 8.5.
I'll take the Snakes at +114. I like Webb when he pitches at Oracle. They look terrible at Oracle. Then they went on the road to Chicago and looked terrible. Now they're in Arizona. I say they stay terrible, and I'll take the D-backs in the desert.
There you go. That is your night in Major League Baseball. Limited slate, of course, Tuesday, tomorrow. Everybody plays, including that afternoon game, Yankees-Jays. But that doesn't mean that we can't have some long balls tonight, even though it is a limited slate. So why don't we do it here, some home run picks. I'm going to start, Scotty, in that late night game. I'm with you. I think Arizona can win tonight, but I like this matchup for Devers against Ryan Nelson. You get him inside in a ballpark where he can hit some home runs away from Oracle. Let's take Devers, and a good price, too. His prices have been awful lately. +360 for Devers against Nelson in the toaster in Arizona. Next, I told you I liked Rooker. I know Rasmussen is very tough to hit home runs off of, but I'm hoping Rooker could poke one there in that minor league ballpark. +425 for him tonight. A very good price for Rooker. You usually don't get that. Next, little Rice-A-Roni off of Scherzer up in Toronto. +450 for Ben Rice this evening. Let's go. Gunnar Henderson. He is starting to hit the ball hard. He's looking like last year's Gunnar Henderson for the first time this year, smoking the ball. +450 for Gunnar tonight off of Patrick Corbin. And finally, Nick Castellanos tonight, +460. Waldron coming back, his first start of the year. A lot of the Philly guys have hit him hard. Harper has, Schwarber has. I'll take Price with Castellanos at +460.
I like Schwarber too. I also like Jazz. He's been hitting home runs left and right for the Yankees.
Jazz has been hitting some balls hard lately too, and he is in there hitting cleanup tonight. Is Jazz for the Yankees up in Toronto. So we'll see if they can get a little Jazz and Rice-A-Roni.
I don't know what's come over him. He's tearing it up. I mean, since he came back from injury, he's hitting well over 300 and hitting home runs, hitting extra base hits, making plays. He's been a badass.
As we know, it's just we enter every year and it's like, is this the Ravens' time? Is this Lamar Jackson's turn? Can they get past the Chiefs and all of these other, stalwarts of the AFC? But it's always really about Kansas City when we're talking Baltimore.
This potentially, Adam, as I send it back to you, potentially is a game changer in that you get a very talented quarter at a discount price.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Oklahoma City now becomes one of 4 NBA teams ever, one of 3 NBA champs ever to win at least 84 total regular season and postseason games.
It's just the beginning, Ben, and you just look at a team with, these guys at such a young age, and, Chet's got a team option, Ismail Dieng has a team option, Jalen Williams team option, Keyshawn Wallace team option. Hey, man, they're all coming back.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, how do we account for that in our handicapping? 2 good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It was the first time, I think, in Dodgers history that the ballpark was full in the first inning. Everybody was there to see Shohei Ohtani throw his first pitch as a Dodger, and I had mixed emotions about this for a few reasons. Number one, it was a reminder of, wow, this is so crazy, right? You're watching him hit 98, 99, even 100 on the radar gun going, this guy's not human. Nobody should be able to be this good of a hitter and this good of a pitcher.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so there you go. You get it all done, and we move to the draft in the NHL and some of the stuff that shook out from that Friday night in Lipstick City.
Yeah, of course. We've been giving you some breaking news stuff on the NHL. Let me give you all the rest of it now. Of course, Friday night was the NHL draft, the first round. Then they did those. Those rounds 2 through 7. On Saturday,
Brutal.
They must have been there like 7 or 8 hours on Saturday doing that. You gotta just stop. It's just too much. The first round took about 5.5 hours on Friday night because of their new format. But we knew the Islanders were going to take Matthew Schaefer first overall, and that is precisely what they did. Schaefer, very emotional on stage. Of course, nice touch by the Islanders. They put the purple ribbon up there on his jersey when he got it. Here he is afterwards talking about the big moment.
Draft's a draft. I'm, just honored to be picked, and I've dreamed about it my whole life. So to hear your name called, it's pretty cool. As you guys could see, I couldn't control the tears. Obviously, thinking about my mom a little extra today. I know she'd be very proud, and I'd, love for her to be here in person. But obviously, cancer sucks. So she's with me in spirit. So I know she's, not suffering, and she's happy, smiling down, and always with me.
Well, good for you, kid. I know what it feels like. I lost my mother to breast cancer as well, so it's no joke. It's no laughing matter. It's serious stuff. And he's very brave, and he's a fantastic player. He's clearly the best player in the draft, and the Islanders got him. They should be so lucky.
They already had him out there. The Islanders had their prospect camp start today. All the clips. He already looks like he's 17 years old, and he already looks like he's the best player on the ice. You just watch him around everybody. Hopefully, he's going to be a very special player for the Islanders for years to come. The Islanders had 3 first-round picks. Remember, they got those 16th and 17th picks. They were not able to move up and get Higgins, who ended up going to the Bruins. But they did get these kids, Eklund and Aitchison, who were allegedly supposed to be top-end picks. So the Islanders had a pretty good night, really recharged their prospect pool, which is something that they wanted to do under Darch. You talked earlier about that kid Kindle that the Penguins took. They took him in the first round. So it is what it is. It's the NHL draft. And honestly,
listen, the kid had 99 points, and everybody says he sucks. How can you have 99 points in the minors in a season and you suck?
These people know nothing about the NHL draft. There are a couple people who, yes, there are guys that work for NHL.com that's all they do, Scotty, right? They don't go to NHL games. They don't cover NHL games. They spend the whole year watching these kids. I
Right.
don't mind listening to them, but any fan of any team does not watch these kids
You're right.
all year
You're right.
round. They don't do it. So for them to talk, oh, this kid sucks, or this kid, you have no clue what any of these are. All dart throws, the first round of the NHL draft going forward. Free agency starts at noon tomorrow. We already know that Marner's going to Vegas. I did think that I saw, Scotty, some of the return that is going back the other way. If you give me a moment here, I will try to round that up for you as we move through. Ekblad, 8 years, 6.1 AAV. We know the Sam Bennett deal as well. Toronto re-signed Matthew Nyes, 6 years, $46.5 million deal. They'll need him with Marner being gone now to step up. Islanders re-signed defenseman Alexander Romanov, 8 years, 6.25 AAV. Claude Giroux back with the Senators on a one-year deal. We know that Marchand is going back to Florida. Anaheim traded goalie John Gibson to the Red Wings for Peter Mrazek, a 27 second and a 26 fourth. Detroit needed that, Scotty, because their goaltending the past couple seasons has been horrible the last few years. Now, horrible. Now, they're not getting John Gibson from like 5 years ago when I think he was a really, really good goalie, but I guess they're getting better than what they had, which was nothing between the pipes. So
Yeah,
I guess it's an upgrade.
I guess.
It's an upgrade, somewhat. Anaheim, actually Detroit also moved Vladimir Tarasenko. He goes to Minnesota, to the Wild. Future considerations there. And the Stars are still looking for a head coach. They have allegedly offered the head coaching job to Oilers assistant Glenn Gulutzin. Your boy, Double G. Glenn Gulutzin, Oilers assistant. That's who you fired DeBoer for, the Oiler assistant. I guess if you can't beat him, bring him in, right? I guess that's the idea.
I mean, honestly. And not only that, they offered him the job and he still hasn't taken it. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Right. It shows you what he really does. He really want the job at that point when you start to think that way. So tomorrow, really a lot of the Thunder's been taken out of tomorrow already with the NHL, with Marchand and obviously Marner and all those deals already getting done. But I'm sure somebody will make some stupid signing that we'll get to talk about tomorrow. There was a lot of soccer this weekend. Did you watch a lot of the soccer that went on?
I kept an eye on it.
I did flip on the penalty kicks. When I saw the United States and Costa Rica were going to kicks last night, I did flip it on, and I saw Berhalter's kid miss, right? He was one of the guys that missed for USA, but they did end up getting it done. They reached the semifinals of the Gold Cup, and they'll even get a break because Canada lost in kicks to Guatemala.
They
lost. So now the United States plays Guatemala Wednesday night with a chance to go to the Gold Cup final.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I saw it. I know that goalie made some saves for the U.S. It's the first time I've actually seen this new coach and the team actually win a game. Like, I was like, oh, because I thought they were awful, and they finally are playing well in this Gold Cup, so I'll take what I can get.
Well, not only did they win, and you saw, like, that was also the first time you saw, like, any kind of, like, emotion or happiness out of the new coach or the team. Like, they really had been walking around like robots, honestly, since he got the job, and you really
What's his
saw
name again?
genuine
Pocahontas?
Pochatelli, who's the head coach. So the United States will play Guatemala, and Mexico will play Honduras in the Gold Cup semis on Wednesday night.
Yeah, and Miami did great.
As we know, it's just we enter every year and it's, is this the Ravens' time? Is this Lamar Jackson's turn? Can they get past the Chiefs and all of these other, stalwarts of the AFC, but it's always really about Kansas City when we're talking Baltimore.
This potentially, Adam, as I send it back to you, potentially is a game changer in that you get a very talented quarter at a discount price.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Oklahoma City now becomes one of 4 NBA teams ever, one of 3 NBA champs ever to win at least 84 total regular season and postseason games.
It's just the beginning, Ben, and you just look at a team with, these guys at such a young age, and, Chet's got a team option, Ismail Dieng has a team option, Jalen Williams team option, Keyshawn Wallace team option. Hey, man, they're all coming back.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, how do we account for that in our handicapping? 2 good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It was the first time, I think, in Dodgers history that the ballpark was full in the first inning. Everybody was there to see Shohei Ohtani throw his first pitch as a Dodger, and I had mixed emotions about this for a few reasons. Number one, it was a reminder of, wow, this is so crazy, right? You're watching him hit 98, 99, even 100 on the radar gun going, this guy's not human. Nobody should be able to be this good of a hitter and this good of a pitcher.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Carver High, I know you got leftovers. How about your boy Poltergeist?
Yeah, unbelievable, huh? Aldrich Poltergeist, as we call him around here, wins the Rocket Classic in a playoff, 5-hole playoff over Captain Kirk and Max Gracerman. Poltgeiter, only 20 years old. He's the 5th player from outside the United States to win a PGA Tour event before the age of 21. How about these other names? Rory McIlroy, Joaquin Niemann, Tom Kim, and Seve Ballesteros. That's a pretty good company.
Isn't he from South Africa, the kid? Yes. I watched him. I thought Gracerman, he missed 2 8-footers. I mean, this guy had it on the 18th, and he had it on one of the playoff holes to win twice, and they both were 8-footers. He missed them both.
And Kirk, who was out and got knocked out after the 3rd playoff hole, he should have won it on the 1st and 2nd playoff hole with the putts that he had, and then he got knocked out. So it was a little bit of a putting fest that Poltgeiter eventually Poltergeist took it down. Patrick Reed wins the LIV event in Dallas. This is a notable thing because I think I bet on Patrick Reed every LIV event this year except this one.
Fail.
And he won his first LIV win for Patrick Reed. Potty Harrington won the U.S. Senior Open, 2nd time in 3 years. But all the talk was about his fight with Roger Maltby after the round.
Fight?
He gave the
Did you
business.
see it? He wouldn't help him look for a lost ball. If you were working for the TV network and you're out on the course doing your job and somebody asked you to help find a golf ball, would you stop doing your job to help him find a golf ball? I thought Maltby was right.
And he held his ground, too. So, and he's probably an old curmudgeon-y guy, Maltby. And he's like, I don't need to help you. Get out of my way. Maltby gave it right back.
He played on tour forever, and he knows the rules. And he's like, listen, bro, I'm doing my job. Mind your own business. The guy won the tournament anyway, Patty. Go have a beer. Go have a Guinness. What's your problem, dude?
Boxing over the weekend and fighting. Jake Paul beat Julio Cesar Chavez.
I told you
Jr.
that guy's a bum.
Decision.
That guy Chavez, his dad doesn't even love him. He's such a hack.
I have no idea. Did Wilder win on Friday night against that tomato
He did
can?
win in the 7th round. The Bronze Bomber knocked the guy out in the 7th. But he was a mess. He looked awful in that fight. I mean, he throws haymakers and almost falls down because he's so brain dead that he has no balance. When he swings, he's like falling down. He's awful.
UFC 317, that Tupuria beat Oliveira by knockout. Congratulations
Knocked him
to him.
out.
BYU quarterback Jake Retzlaff faced the suspension, will likely leave BYU over the sexual assault lawsuit. Didn't I see today that now the lawsuit's been dropped? Against
with
him?
prejudice.
So,
Dropped
how about
with
that?
prejudice.
Unbelievable. WNBA will expand to Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly over the next 5 years to get them to 18 teams. Weren't they already in Detroit and Cleveland? And they're going back there? They were already in those cities.
No, or care.
I don't know either. Our jockey Flavian Prat wins his 2000th North
Look at your
American
boy,
race.
2000 race.
Unbelievable.
I had to send you that.
You mentioned the Australian GP. Lando Norris was the winner of the Australian GP, of course, over the weekend. And how about these sad notes? Some of them are the Cobra. Dave Parker, Scotty, 74 years old, and he was going into Cooperstown in July. He's going into
in
Cooperstown.
a couple weeks.
Awful.
He's going into the Hall of Fame, and he died. It was a horrible loss. Everyone loved the Cobra.
The Cobra. Legendary horse trainer Dwayne Lucas also passed away, 89 years old. Didn't take long. We said last week he was sick, right? And that he wouldn't be training anymore.
Yeah.
And then he passed away. And another sad one, motocross star Aiden Zing passed away at 16 years old. He was killed in a racing accident. Awful.
And he was a star, a rising superstar in motocross. Ferrall finished Brad Pitt's L.A. home burglarized. But it doesn't matter because this movie made so much money this weekend. F1 the movie, badass. You got to go see it. Opioid Clinic welcomes junkies jabbing their necks and ODing in playgrounds to a posh New York City neighborhood. Just what I'm sure all the rich people wanted. All the junkies shooting up in their neighborhood now. 28-year-old stabbed in the chest and multiple times in the neck on board a subway, survives the attack, no less. A woman found dead in Florida in a clothing donation box after going in to get an item. She got stuck in the clothing donation box. What could be worse? Front Office Sports today, then GTD, then In-Game Live, then Sports Rage. Carver and Lisi at 8. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 on Coast to Coast.
We're going to go with Cam Young at 30-1. I think it's a really nice course for him at the Rocket Mortgage in Detroit, Michigan for him. Wyndham Clark at 36-1. And I also like Alex Noren at 60-1.
My Morency drunken Brett dart toss golf pick, which does win like 2-3 times a year, guys. Insanely enough. But I'm going to say Matt Fitzpatrick.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
I do believe that SJ now is the #1 player in the world. The things that he can do from the point of attack, offensively and defensively, his ability to drive downhill and score in all 3 levels. And the thing I like most about this young man at 26, he's so humble. He's so humble. And that speaks to the whole culture of OKC that Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault has built. Humble team, folks.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
No way that I'm betting on the Cleveland Cavaliers for any reason whatsoever.
No.
Ever. Like, when they had LeBron James, it was a different story. I think Spider's great. He's no LeBron. I don't see him carrying them to a title. And I don't believe in the Knicks at all. The Knicks never get it done.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.